Ambition is enthusiasm with a purpose, and our guest has all three of them. Welcome to Baatein Ankahee with Kritika Kamra. So, the format of the show is that before we begin the conversation, we reach out to somebody close to you, and they have sent, one person has sent a very sweet audio note for you. I also love this guy completely, and I'm hoping you would love the audio note as well. Let's do it?
Yeah, I don't know who this is. Who said this?
It's a friend of yours.
Okay.
I strongly recommend you listen to this message on 1.5x because sending short messages is something I do not understand. Kritika Kamra, how's it going?
What's up, docs? Why am I
Sure
talking to him? It's
surprised. The guy who's sitting right next to you, Avinash, reached out to me and told me that you're doing an episode of Baatein Ankahee and asked me to share some Ankahee Baatein. So here it is. Some of these are things you already know of. These are facts. But I am the national chairperson of the Kritika Kamra Worldwide Fan Club, and I have actually followed your career way before I think I met you. I mean, I've kind of vicariously followed, and when I used to be an audience, and I've always found, I thought the choices you've made have always stood out, have always been different, and that is something I've always been drawn to. And from them to having known you, making that cold call to you in 2016 or 2015, I can't remember, to having worked like one day, but it was just to have you on set was such a crazy experience because you were so like the ease with which you work and the profession, you know about it, so I'm not getting into it. But just to see you now traverse through different mediums and really explode on the web scene is so wonderful. And I also really, really greatly enjoy how you sort of, in a world of social media where everyone puts out everything, there isn't too much. You still don't know who Kritika Kamra is, but shows you enough. And it's beautiful. I think the way you do it with such ease and such grace and such beauty is something we all aspire for and are drawn to. And I'm hoping that in the coming year or two, you and I would get to be on a set together and sort of really, do some work on some material together. That'd be great fun. I'm sending you all my love and all my best wishes for everything which is lined up ahead, for Hush Hush and everything which is ahead. And see you soon, yaar.
Oh my God, I think I'm going to see him today. I should just get out and call him. This is so special. Thank you so much.
How have you all known each other?
It's very strange because we've not worked together.
Correct.
We don't have the same friend circle, so to say, because he's a Bombay boy, I'm an outsider.
Correct.
I've come and I've only I don't even think we started at the same time. He started with films, so he was in a different world.
Yeah.
I was doing television. I am now exploring other things. He's the king of TV, as we know. So it's really strange, but I guess Nakuul is just one of those very, very warm and kind people. He's just rare. He's really special. He's one of those really gracious and warm people who's everybody's friend, and he doesn't fake it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to be so kind to me. Like, these words that he says, and he writes these comments to me. He'll say, this Kritika Kamra fan club chairperson joke he's cracked a few times. And just every time that I meet him, there's so much warmth, and I think there's mutual respect for the artists that we are.
Yeah.
I think that's where it comes from. I think my friendship with him is, we're not people who hang out all the time.
Yeah.
But I'll be there for him if it's a special occasion, or if he recently celebrated a milestone and I was there.
Yeah.
And if I have to reach out to somebody, I know that he's that one person that I can count on, and just fabulous. I mean, I think all the lovely things he said about me, I have a long list to say about him too.
Yeah.
I think he's a very hardworking actor, very committed, very good at what he does, and a wonderful human being. He uses his voice, he uses his art, he inspires many, many people, including myself, and I'm just lucky to call him a friend. This is very special.
Your Instagram bio describes you as unhustler.
Yeah.
Please explain this term to me.
So, I think hustle is the unpopular opinion. Hustle is overrated according to me. I think that we celebrate this culture of hustle, of running this rat race, of constantly conquering and waking up, having a coffee, conquering the day, and just like getting making all dreams come true at whatever cost. A lot of times at the cost of your personal space, your mental health, even sleep. I think there's a certain pride we take in sleeping less, It's a thing कि मैं तो सिर्फ that person doesn't sleep. मैं तो सिर्फ 5 घंटे सोती हूँ या 6 घंटे सोती हूँ, and I'm still at work. I just feel like it's a bit overrated. I'm a little different that way. I like to sleep 8 hours. And in general, I like to live slow. I think just slow, meaningful living is what makes me happy.
I agree with you actually. I consider myself as a hustler, but I also feel it is a little overrated.
Also social media, success stories, everybody telling you all dreams can come true. You have to achieve something every day. I'm not saying I'm very ambitious, don't get me wrong. I'm very ambitious. I always want to do a lot. I want to constantly learn, get better. I am not very competitive, but I do want to be better than who I am today. So that's a constant self-improvement is a constant.
I agree.
Struggle, so to say. It's a project. It's a lifelong project. So I do all those things, but I just feel that this whole the hustle culture is not for me, which is why I'm the unhustler.
Lovely. This makes me want to ask you if you have to give it today. If you have to give an advice to that Kritika Kamra who is starting out in this business, what advice would you like to give her?
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Were you?
I still am.
Oh.
But I think it's better now. I think I used to get perturbed very easy. I'm quite sensitive, so all ups and downs used to really shake me up. I think I've gotten better at it, and it's the only way to be in this industry, in this city. You got to be a little you have to believe. You have to constantly believe, and it feels like a very easy thing, but it's not. There are days when you're absolutely down and out, and you don't believe in yourself or in just this thing, in your ambition. So you have to constantly just remember to believe.
Sure. What part of this profession makes you the most happiest?
The moments in front of the camera. What happens between action and cut, actually. It's just, and I didn't grow up wanting to become an actor. That was never a viable dream. Where I come from, the kind of family I come from, it would be absolutely insane to say I want to be an actor. And so it doesn't cross your mind, when you're sitting in a small town in Madhya Pradesh, you're not thinking of this as a career option, really. So I wasn't. And I was spotted outside my college. I auditioned, I got my first project. That's how I came to Bombay. Absolute privilege. I mean, totally lucked out. What are the chances? But I stumbled upon acting and then fell in love with it. So I fell in love with acting after I'd already started performing in front of the camera. So just I fell in love with the whole world of filmmaking, not just what happens in front, not just what an actor does, but everything, like everything, like right now, like this camera, the lights, just this setup, everything about filming was fascinating to me when I came to Bombay. So first I fell in love with the world, which is an infatuation because it just looks really cool, and then
it's tough.
And then I did television for so many years, so I realized how rigorous it was. But there's sometimes that something happens when you're performing that you haven't thought about, you haven't planned, and it just happens. It's just something else that takes over. It kind of sounds a little crazy and spiritual in that sense, but these kind of things happen, and they're so rare, but they feel amazing. The chase is to chase that moment of truth that happens fleetingly. Actually, it doesn't happen every time that I perform. I try to be honest, and I of course want to perform from a place of truth and not just act, but there are certain moments while acting that happen that make you realize the magic of it all.
So you also made a transition from TV to webs and films, and you've said it once that I did face prejudice and still do. What are these prejudices?
Just, I think the way TV actors are looked at by the industry, in the industry. I think that was something that it took me a long time to kind of get out of that mold. But I can say that I have. The
Of
kind of
course.
stuff that I'm doing now and the kind
Yeah.
of stuff that I'm getting to do now, I can safely say that it's not, it's a lot of, my horizons have widened.
Yeah.
And this TV image is no longer a problem.
Yeah, but I don't think you ever had an image as a bahu image which gets attached to a lot of.
I stayed away
actresses.
from that. I
Yeah.
actually consciously, and it was very difficult to be honest,
I'm
because
sure.
on GEC, and if you're, and I did everything on TV, everything
Yeah.
as in like fiction, non-fiction, hosting, different kinds of things. But I didn't want to be part of any regressive content. I did not want to do things that I don't believe in or I would not like watching. And so I did stay away from, that stereotypical image. But
Yeah.
still, I think because some of my shows were really popular, so people knew me.
Yeah.
And, you're overexposed because you've been on TV. So just these kind of things were constantly, like I would go to meetings and hear these things. Which I didn't even know actually existed, frankly, when I was doing
Correct.
television. Because when you come from outside, there's no difference between TV and film for you. But when you're here, you realize that there is an unsaid demarcation.
Do you think content on TV is aggressive?
Yes, I think so. I think I felt this even when I was doing TV. That it's a very powerful medium.
It is.
It reaches people's homes, the kind of popularity, the kind of connect that people have with you. I have seen that firsthand.
Yeah.
People really like believe that you're like their daughter or their daughter-in-law or you're their sister. It's a very different kind of a connect. And I think that we don't optimize this medium the way we should. We don't do it well.
Is nepotism also a real thing? Have you faced it being an outsider?
It's a real thing in every industry. It's a real thing everywhere.
Yeah.
Some sort of nepotism, some sort of favoritism is always, it's there
Yeah.
in every industry.
Yeah. Have you faced it?
Not nepotism. I don't know how you can face it or you can't really be a victim of, actually, at least I don't look at myself like that. But I think, of course, there are times when casting does not open to other people because the makers are already, they would go to somebody that they know or have worked with before, or have a soft corner for, or something like that.
Yeah.
These kind of things happen. But there is enough and more for people to test for, to get things. I mean, like I said, everything that I'm doing right now, I think I've got on merit.
Absolutely.
So there are these opportunities.
Yeah. No, and Kritika, I must tell you this, the transition also that you've made is out there. It's very evidently seen also that, that the kind of progress you're doing in the web space and the film space is very, very commendable. So kudos to you.
Thank
More
you.
power.
Thank you.
In one of the past interviews, I remember while researching, I read you said that you don't speak about your personal life because you've learned lessons from your past. What are these lessons?
That there is no need to talk about it. There is no need. Like I said, I mean, it's my personal life. Again, personal life, only certain parts of my, like people, family, relationships. These are things that I don't think they need to be discussed with people I don't know. Or, but it's not like I don't post things with my family or whatever.
Yeah.
There is a line that I draw, and that's it. Yeah. It's just that part of my life, actually.
It's your birthday on 25th of October. What are the plans? And
My
it
birthday
coincides with Diwali also.
It does. So birthday eve is Diwali. So my parents are coming to Bombay, which is going to be fun because it's two things. It's Diwali and my birthday. Even on the birthday, I'm working. I'm shooting on my birthday. I was shooting even last year.
Oh.
And
Working birthday. You like it this way?
Yeah, it's coincidentally, I mean, it was just one of the days of shoot. And I didn't say it's my birthday, I don't want to shoot on this day.
Yeah, obviously.
I like shooting on my day.
Sure.
I like the attention you get on set. Why not?
Lovely. There has to be some to-do list or a wish list that you think, or a director you want to work with.
That's also a really long list. But I think, what is happening is, I'm actually very surprised with the things that are coming my way. There are parts that I didn't even think that I wanted to play. Like,
wow.
I can't reveal much, but there's something that we finished filming. It's actually also announced, but it's a dark, it's a grey character.
Oh, wow.
It's like nothing I've done before. And I would have never, if you asked me this question, it would not even be on my list, but it came my way and I had so much fun doing it. So I don't even want to say things and then be like, I'm not imaginative enough, I think.
But it's liberating.
Because we only think of, biopics and certain big genres or, things that's what comes to mind.
Yeah.
But now lines are blurring. Now you have things that don't even fit into one genre.
Correct.
So I'm open to everything at this point. I can just tell you that I'm really enjoying myself. I am really enjoying working on the stuff that I'm working on currently and everything that's going to come out next. But I am at this point, because I've done a lot of intense stuff of late, I am really missing romance on screen. I can't even believe I'm saying this. I started with that.
Yeah, correct.
I started with that. I've done the whole shebang. I've done everything of that, slow motion, hawa, this, that, Ghana, all that. I'm really missing that right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of work that's happening and I'm very, very, very excited to see everything you're doing. Congratulations for it and all the super best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to Pinkvilla.